All right, here's a drone video for a super nice tract. This is 5.8 acres, over 200 feet of direct frontage on the take line on Bull Shoals Lake here in the Ozarks. We're trying to get the drone in the air, trying to maneuver our ways through the tree canopy here. Okay. The property is basically all wooded. There's the truck parked on the easement road bordering the property. You'll find a lot of mature timber on this tract. There hasn't been any logging out here for decades, other than potentially a few trees taken for firewood or for the road. But a lot of good mature timber on this property. So now we're looking easterly over the property toward the lake itself. As we mentioned, the east side of the property has over 200 feet of direct frontage on the take line, which gives you access to the core land and to the lake itself. That's Bull Shoals Lake right there. Beautiful. Bull Shoals Lake is a Corps of Engineer lake, so the Corps of Engineers owns and maintains a buffer strip of land around the actual water so they can raise and lower the water level at the dam and not affect private properties. So if you're able to get a property that fronts on that core land, that's generally considered lakefront, since in general private people can't own the actual water on a Corps of Engineer lake like Bull Shoals Lake, Table Rock Lake by Branson, pretty common in the Ozarks and in other areas. So now we're looking down toward the bottom middle. You can see the truck parked on the easement road. And I'm not sure what we're doing here. We're trying to get oriented. This is a very private tract. The wildlife out here is fantastic. Deer and turkey on this private peninsula. There's the lake. This particular tract, not only is it one of the larger tracts, being almost 6 acres, it's 5.8 acres, but it fronts an easement road on two sides, and the easement road itself goes down a little private peninsula, and we're flying directly over the property. We're kind of spinning around here, but we're looking easterly. You can't see the easement road. It would be right on the right side of the screen heading toward the water. Check out the listing page, by the way, on InstantAcres.com if you're not already there. It'll be in the under 10 acres category. Stunning property. This section of lake is just incredible if you're into fishing, swimming, water sports, tubing, jet skiing, basically any size boat. But it's a fairly quiet area of the lake. It's more known for fishing and for tubing and that kind of stuff, kind of family friendly. So now we've just passed over the east side of the property. We're looking at that private cove. This is gorgeous. The water level, since this is a Corps of Engineer lake, the water level does fluctuate. You can actually see if you look to the edge of the tree line how high the water level goes. So they raise and lower it at the dam for flood control and for power generation. This is toward the east side of Timber Shoals Ranch, which is a private rural development in Boone County, Arkansas, just south of the Missouri state line. So now we're over the lake itself. We were looking westerly at the property. As we look to the south off in the distance, you can't quite see it, but it's there. It's the sandy beach area. A lot of info to try to pack into this one video, but if you check out the listing page, if the property's still available, you can read all about the different trails and the different lake access points. This is pretty fantastic to find something that has direct frontage on that core land. Now we're just going down to take a look at the water in this private cove area adjacent to the property. The other interesting, very interesting thing about having frontage on the core land is that it's also generally open for public use as far as hunting, hiking, recreation, all that stuff. So you've got your private 5.8 acres, and then you've got direct frontage on hundreds of acres of core land, because the Corps of Engineer land goes around the entire lake. It's contiguous. So that gives you actually thousands of acres that you can get to from your property. Set up your home or cabin or campsite on your own private property, and you've got access into all that land, to miles and miles of lakeshore. I mean, just look at the lake. I mean, the video kind of speaks for itself. It is gorgeous. gorgeous section of lake. We've fished out there, we've ridden jet skis out there a bunch, taken a pontoon boat out there a few times. There's two access points that we used. One is the Sandy Beach area. The other is a trail that goes to State Line Cove on the north side of the peninsula. Depending on the lake levels, sometimes those aren't entirely accessible, but generally you can get there. And it's just more of a natural launch. It's not a concrete launch on either one. It's just a natural decline into the water. We've never launched a massive boat, but we've launched pontoon boats and jet skis, and that's been fine. So backing up to kind of do an overview of the area, we're basically over the property and we're looking easterly. Got some nice property covenants in place, nothing too restrictive, just basically enough to keep the area looking good. You can read them in detail on the property covenant page. Basically, in a nutshell, if you're going to build any kind of standard home or cabin, at least 600 square feet on a concrete foundation, then it's likely that property covenants wouldn't affect you one bit, but you definitely do want to read through them, make sure they work for you. Yes, you can hunt on the property. Yes, you can camp on the property up to a certain amount of time in a 12-month period, all that good stuff. So InstantAcres.com, we'd love to hear from you. You can call us in the office. You can email us anytime at all at sales@InstantAcres.com.